Hey all, Mark Slane with the United States Krav Maga Association. Today talking about using real knives and handguns in our training. Every now and then on Facebook I'll see a video of people doing some handgun training, and they're using live rounds in their handguns. And all the gun guys always see that and say, "Oh my gosh, that's stupid." And when I see it I say, "Oh my gosh, that's stupid. Why would we do that?" The only reason to put live rounds in it is to increase the adrenaline dump, to increase all the things that fear and exhaustion due to our bodies. Hence our techniques are degrading. Under a real attack, under the stress, the exhaustion, the adrenaline dump, our techniques will degrade. There is no arguing that, to the point where they're unrecognizable sometimes. Why would we purposely do that in training? Training is a place where if you make a mistake, you're unharmed. It's not the place where if you make a mistake you could die or be badly injured. So to me that would be crazy to purposely induce all the things that our body does under the adrenaline dump, to purposely produce that and then make it dangerous as well. That's just crazy. Back in the day when I tested for black belt, and I do believe when I tested for black belt, there probably weren't 24 of them in the United States, so I was fortunate to be in there early. But during our black belt test, we had to do a knife defense against a real blade. The first couple of black belt tests I ran years later, we used a real blade. You had to do one defense with it. And now that I guess I'm older and wiser and have studied what in the world our bodies do under the adrenaline dump and under exhaustion and under stress, we don't do that anymore. I mean, to me, that's crazy. We were doing it like 4 hours into the test. And what were we doing for those previous 4 hours? Running people into the ground, exhausting them, making them to where they could hardly stand up. To get a person, that degraded with their hand-eye coordination, to get them that degraded with their techniques, and then use a real blade, we were flirting with disaster. That's pretty stupid. Again, we were doing it so late in the test, purposely adding a blade to add fear, adrenaline dump. We were already exhausted. Techniques were degraded. Why then would we introduce something into the training or into the test that could cause harm when people are already that bad off? Now, I guess if we'd have done it at the very beginning of the test, we were still producing that adrenaline dump, the stress, the "oh my gosh, I could get cut here." To put that into drill is fantastic. We do that all the time, but not with an implement that could cause us harm. So, I don't know. I see it out there online, and I guess the younger people think it's cool, I guess. Us old people, we're scared of those things. I don't want a handgun pointed at me that has a live round in it. I don't want a real blade being swung at me. Now, do I have faith that I could defend those things? Well, of course. That's what Krav Maga is for. We practice the heck out of that. But again, to purposely induce something that's going to make our techniques degrade and then put in an element that could get us killed or wounded, just silly. So I guess the whole point is, yes, practice those things. Practice your handgun defenses. Practice your knife defenses. Do it under stress, exhaustion. Run drills first. I mean, make it to where you can barely stand up. You're surprised. There's chaos. But certainly don't put implements in there that could actually harm us. Mark Slane, United States Krav Maga Association.